Okay, so before we start looking at code and examples and things, just a quick recap. Events we saw the event object, and an event is something you've got an event listener, event handler. You'll see all those terms used, and it just means that something has happened, and it happens. It's an asynchronous framework. So you can write code to detect the event, an event that you have no way of knowing when it's going to happen. And this code will be executed in response to the event. So the event is generated by external user actions, mouse movements, mouse clicks, keystrokes, and again, the example we're working through today is a very, very common event. A mouse click. If you're working on a cell phone, it would be, a button press. A button press. It's the same exact principle. Not necessarily a cell phone, a touch screen. It would be the same exact sort of thing. So the event classes, we looked at this a little bit when we were looking through some of the API documentation. Just to review, here the event class. The event class is actually a child class itself. It's a child of event object. Where we will work, though, we will work in these concrete subclasses. Right now, we're looking at action event, but there's also input events. Mouse events are key events, which are probably pretty self-explanatory. A mouse event is a mouse motion, as opposed to a button click. A key event is something you do with a keyboard, and there's window events as well. So this will be the space. You can see me moving the mouse here. This will be the space we work in. Here's a useful slide. Here are user actions and the way we associate an action with a handler, with an event handler. So here, user action, click a button. The source or the object that fires the event is a button, and the event type fired is an action event. How do we associate the particular control, the particular JFX control? We use this set on action method. So set on action, and it takes one argument, an argument of type event handler, and remember this action event. This was a templatized generic. It means this is code that's designed to cover a wide variety of cases with a wide variety of class types, and we're specifying here in the angle bracket. So, and as you can see, there's a bunch of common and very useful events. So we have button, press enter. You wait until enter is pressed in a text field. A radio button, a very common thing in modern UIs, whether it's checked or unchecked. Same thing with a checkbox or a combo box. For the mouse series of events, you've got a bunch here. Mouse press, mouse release, clicked, entered, exited, move, drag. So you've got 7 of them here for mouse event. And notice here, it's slightly different, a little bit different. Set on mouse pressed, set on mouse released, set on mouse clicked, etc. And then there's the key events. So this is sort of your set of tools. This is your toolbox that you will work with. So just for a quick recap, I'm going to back up a little bit. So we have a control. A control handles or fires, the control fires the event, and the event is handled by an event handler, or what's sometimes referred to as a listener. We associate the handler and the control with this set method. And for the case of action events, it's set on action. This takes an object of type event handler, and in this particular case, we have a little class here. This is a special purpose class that implements the event handler interface. The event handler interface has one method. So let's look at this in action.